welcome to Look Around the Confederation. I'm your host for the evening, Moose. Before we get started, please remember, the views and opinions expressed on this broadcast are not necessarily the views and opinions of the SCV, its GC, nor any divisions, brigade, camps, or any other subsidiaries. So, how's everybody doing in Dixieland tonight? We are slowly building up our audience back, so I'm going to wait a second before really diving into things, and we can people in the chat. So, once again, how is everybody doing? Let's see here. Got a bit of news to cover tonight. A topic to it, because knowing me, we might not. And maybe some special stuff that we can share with you. And can't much. Watching myself here right now. But I'm going to hopefully get the green light soon to share that stuff with y'all. And it will be something glorious. David Pope's in the chat from Tennessee, Camp 87 present. Good to see you in attendance, sir. Yo, Christian Lee's in the chat. The other guy that I can make produce a show because sometimes I don't feel. Casey Weber, how are you, sir? How are you? Everybody doing? While we're still kind of waiting on everybody to get in, we'll do this again later. Our historian in chief is in the chat, Mr. Todd Owens. I might wait on that. I was going to talk about the giveaway rules, but don't really want to do it with if anybody's not here. But let's see here. You know what? I'll go ahead and do the giveaway rules. So the giveaway, you'll be getting this nice, crisp, perfection, Dixie Rising Rules for Rebels. It is the playbook on how we are going to win the cold Civil War we are in for our Confederate heritage and for America's heritage. Something big. It's something that we're all going to have to join together and fight. There's no better way of fighting than having this book. So here are the giveaway rules. These are very important. I'll probably repeat this a lot. Yes, Alamo City Guards Camp. It is a very good-looking book and a very important one. That's why we started really kind of trying to focus on it more lately since I've read it. Kind of go back and rewatch the video that we did with the Kennedys about it, their book review. Jack's in the chat, and I see you. All right, enter the giveaway. This first rule is very important because if you do not do this rule, you have not entered the giveaway. To enter the giveaway, please first email scvchat at scvyouthoutreach@gmail.com. In the subject, if you do not put this, I won't get it. So please do. SCV_chat giveaway. That's officially got you into the giveaway. But here are the rules to win the giveaway. You must motion for the episode, either SCV Chat or Look Confederation, and share the actual episode. And, of course, support our shows, like, comment. If we post a picture of something, let people know, hey, this is a good event. Or if it's just G posting a picture of a moose randomly like he does on the chat page a lot, do that. Support us. Give it all you have, because that's the only way our message gets out there. The winner of this giveaway will be the person that shares and interacts with the page the most. If number one person and the number two person have the same amount of interactions and shares, be a random drawing like we did with our first giveaway. Now, this is a quick one. Last time we gave you guys a good couple to enter the giveaway and to get involved. And everybody did it kind of last minute. And so here's my warning now. You need to get in because we'll be giving this away. I think, we're doing a chat head. We don't have to post because I keep putting that on GCB to do to make the poster. But we're doing a chat head dinner again. At the Chat Head dinner, we give out our yearly awards, the Cross Spatula Award and the Chat Head Award. So, along with those two prestigious awards, we will announce the winner of the book Dixie Rising Rules for Rebels, our giveaway. So, unlike last time, you don't have a couple months. You have, I would say, a bit more than a month to get involved and really do it. So, I'll repeat this, and then we have someone very special to say happy birthday to. To enter the giveaway, you first must email us and put in the subject box SCV_chat giveaway. Then you must share the promotion for the episode, either SCV chat or look around the Confederation, and then share the actual episode because those are two different things. The winner would be the person with the most interaction on the page, likes, comments, interacting with our just everyday post, like Connor again, post like a picture of a moose in a Santa hat, I think one time. Comment on that, like it. Don't have to share it, just share the episodes really and the promotion. The winner would be the person that interaction shares the most. And if this comes down to a draw, number one and number two tie, or a three-way tie, or something like that, it will be decided who the winner is by a random draw. And you need to stay tuned in episodes and stay on top of our April episodes. We do a lot of episodes in April, a lot of big episodes because it's Confederate Heritage Month. So you need to stay in touch because if you are not at the Chat Head dinner, how are you going to know if you're going to win other than watch the live stream, which I'm guessing that I'm going to be doing. Rules, I'll probably say it again a little bit a little bit later in tonight's episode, probably towards the end. But before we get into tonight's news and topic, we have a very, very special birthday girl today. I want to wish Gigi, Granny, Grambling a very, very happy birthday from the Candyman and GC and all of us from the SCV chat crew. You're a very special woman to all of us, and we hope that your birthday was blessed and a good one. And I hope Mr. Paul wore the best of bests suits.
Moose was talking too much stuff. Moose, I too have a button.
Well, it looks like I'll be joined by GCB here, folks. Miss Linda, I'm so glad you're able to see that message. Something just fell off my desk. We want to thank you. We love you too. And I hope you had a very happy birthday. Victor asked if we can keep his grandmother in our prayers tonight. She's in the hospital and is in rough shape. I'm sorry to hear that, Victor. We'll be praying for you, buddy, and hope for her speedy recovery.
Amen. Happy birthday, Mama Linda. Hope it is great. Just like Moose said, we hope that Paul has dressed to his nine and is taking you out somewhere fancy for supper, and that y'all are enjoying it with a evening of SCV chat. Hi Moose.
I worked hard on the show, getting all the news prepared, getting a topic ready, just to be thrown off my own deadgum show.
No, Vinny, no.
Vinny, done. I looked away from the chat for 1 minute.
No.
It's going to be sugar or sassafras.
No.
All right, Mr. Sean has a prayer.
Delete comment. Yeah, and a prayer request for Commander Steve Markley in the Everglades. Everglades, excuse me, City Camp in Florida. Um, just had a funeral for his son a few hours ago. Definitely thoughts and prayers go out to him and the rest of his family. Um, I can't imagine the loss and everything that he's going through, but the grand architect of the universe heals all wounds and will take care of him. Anyway, news time. Hey,
All
Charles
right.
Ray's here.
Charles LeRay, yes, Louisiana man himself. I'm just hoping you can read it this time. Does that sound fair to you?
Well, let's go ahead and start with the really long story because the write up on this is absolutely superb. I have lost my vision on the screen, so just tell me when we're ready.
All right. So first, I have something from Mr. Sean event, and then you can go with that because I think we're talking about the same event here.
Yes,
All right.
the same event.
Yay.
So,
All right.
so
Kirby Smith Confederate Park event. So Mr. Sean also sent something along with the camp commander's words and his talking points, which I thought were amazing. I'll let Connor read those because it is a very nice long speech, and I would just ruin it for the poor guy for Mr. Sean's speech, what he sent in. It was a bit of an overcast day. He came up to support his brothers of the Kirby Smith camp. I was very honored to be invited to this event. I'd probably say around 6 showed up. There could be more. That's here. Commander Hart did a nice presentation on the history of the park, what it took him and his the job done. From what I understand, was a long road ahead for him, but it's paid off in the end. We had our SCV, OCR, UDC, and mechanized cavalry in present. What's it called? Yeah, in present. Afterwards, Kirby Smith Camp fed us some good food. And this comes from Florida Division 15th Brigade Commander, Mr. Sean McFall. So, first of all, Mr. Sean, thank you for sending that stuff in. Glad that it was an awesome event. I was looking about this, so now I'll let Connor get into his part that he was going to read because it is.
alrighty then. Camp 1209 Commander Calvin Hart had this to say. We've chosen to include this whole statement because it is what we are, who we are, and why we do what we do. American history is Southern history, and Southern history is Confederate history. And I could not have said it any better. When Jacksonville City removed the Soldiers Monument and took the name off Confederate Park, Kirby Smith went into action building their own park to honor their ancestors. It includes a 50-foot flagpole with the Confederate flag, the Florida Soldiers Monument, the Southern Cross of Honor Monument, and a 7-foot Robert E. Lee Monument. The city removed Confederate off a park few people went to, and now we have a battle flag flying on I-295, greeting all Yankees as they come to Florida. The flag in the Kirby Smith Confederate Park flies in honor of all Confederate soldiers, and specifically to remember the over 15,000 soldiers in the Confederate war effort. Approximately 5,000 Floridians, about one in every three soldiers, died or were killed in Confederate service. While this was a small number when compared with other Southern states, it was the highest percentage of available men of military age from any Confederate state. Florida troops were organized into 11 regiments of infantry, 2 regiments of cavalry, and numerous smaller units including artillery, home guard, and militia. Many of those who survived were disabled or had their lives shortened due to health problems related to the hardships of military service. As the sons of these gallant men, Kirby Smith, Camp 1209, along with numerous benefactors and supporters of this flag, believe that it is their duty to see that the true history of the South is presented to future generations. The preservation of liberty and freedom guaranteed by our forefathers and embodied in the U.S. Constitution in 1788 motivated these men motivated these men to leave their loved ones and take up arms. And driven by duty and honor, they answered the call to their state's defense from an invasion. Their noble attributes are the underpinnings of our society and represent the foundation on which this nation was built. These citizen soldiers of all races, creeds, and faiths fought for the Confederacy. personified by the best qualities of America. Great job, Kirby Smith Camp. Moose. Moose froze up this time. Great. Love it. Not my time this time. All right. So, trying to pull up some stuff that we've got here in our folders. Moose and I actually went around scouring Facebook this past week, looking for stories to include as well as some upcoming events. So I'm going to bring these up really quickly. This one, hold on. This one actually came out of Missouri. The camp members of the General James H. McBride camp dedicated headstones and a cross of honor. The weather finally cooperated enough to get the job done. As there you can read the soldier's name, his unit. I believe this one was pasted on a Facebook page. Um, if you remember that Facebook page, you can go back there and read some more. But still, good jobs and kudos. This is the type of stuff that we're looking for. Send it into the SCV Youth Outreach email address. Guys, if y'all are doing these great events. Next one, really quickly. This one is came from again the Missouri division. The Livingston camp up in Missouri had a headstone dedication for Private Squire James Harrison of Company A of the 11th Missouri Infantry. Spring is sprung and the rebels are coming out. So, especially now that your camps are getting back out there with the weather cooperating, send in your pictures, your division or camp projects to look around. scvyouthoutreach@gmail.com. Or if you want to be featured on here, email us as well. Um, and Harrison says that his computer just completely shut down. Would like to point out yet again, I did not have the technical difficulties this evening. Hey,
I'm getting a new computer.
you needed a new computer.
It just legit, like, you were in the middle of talking about the part, and it didn't shut off. It just slowly started to fade. And I was asking everybody, hey, chat heads, how's y'all feed going? Mine's going a little slow this evening. As soon as I was about to send it, computer completely shut down. So
Lovely. All right, bring up the next thing, Moose. So cover the two Facebook events.
all right, got some lovely posters for these next couple events. So first we'll bring up this one.
We've got some news as well, but I can go ahead and do this. The Missouri division. And Moose, do you know there's a difference between Missouri and Missouri?
I did not.
Missouri is the Yankee half of the state. Missouri is the southern half. The southern pronunciation is Missouri. The Yankee pronunciation is Missouri. So, fun fact for you. This weekend is the joint MOSMB and SCV meetings in Missouri. If you haven't registered, you can still register, I think. I know Adam's up there. And that alone is worth the drive.
That it is. That it is. Adam is a legend in his own making.
Strike two, Vinny.
Vinny, every time I look away for the chat for one deadgum second, man. Well, did you want to go?
You were setting a bad example. All right, another event coming up. This one is in a couple of weeks. It is the Battle of Pleasant Hill 42nd annual event. That'll be held Friday, April the 8th through Sunday, April the 10th. If you have better eyesight than what I do, you can read the schedule of events. Or where can you find that poster there, Moose?
We will be posting as soon as we get off the air tonight on SCV Chat's Facebook page.
It's already up there.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
because we covered it Monday and last week. Bring the poster back up.
Wow.
Anyway, it is in Pelican, Louisiana. They have I don't know if you can tell on there, but they have a pageant queen that's connected to the event. I believe it is held on original ground. There's an original dog trot. There's Todd up there who is old enough to be an original relic. He's an Undertaker.
I believe that.
And if I keep making these jokes at Todd's expense, I'm probably going to need an Undertaker.
He's your Undertaker. He's not going to be very kind to
Well, it won't matter. I'll be dead.
you. Very true.
But yes, I've always wanted to make that event. Usually, I've always had either a conflicting event when I've gone reenacting, or it's in between events, and I've had to focus on school. Or now I'm doing that evil four-letter word, so I can afford to keep Moose around. Um,
That's true.
so yeah, we got that. I may be able to swing that. I don't know yet. I don't know yet. It'd be fun for me to just randomly show up somewhere in my civilian attire and you know play the politician.
Yes, yes, you have to.
Also, Moose is participating in a one-man beauty contest to raise funds for SCV Chat. We were going to have a womanless beauty contest, but you know, when Carl asked, if it was a good idea for either the one man or the womanless, Moose did respond, "I'm a moose, not a biologist."
I do not remember this interaction.
I do.
All right, moving on.
Confederate Memorial Day will be held or the observance of Confederate Memorial Day, at least for the Mississippi Division, will be held at Beauvoir on April the 26th. It's a really great event. Usually there's a dinner on the grounds, kind of a potluck, bring a dish type deal. The Confederate Memorial Service will be held out at the cemetery. Bring that picture back up there, Moose. I
All right.
love the picture of the cemetery when the flags are, all flying. Of course, you can go to visit beauvoir.org for more information. But you can actually adopt one of the soldiers out there and continue to keep a flag flying on his grave throughout the entire year. Um, if you see on the left hand side of the picture, I believe it's at least my left, um, right
Yeah, it's your left. You're good.
there. I'm trying to point at it. It's not really wanting to work right. You see, that's the UDC archway that was donated by the UDC. But if you look way down the Red Brick Road, you'll see a white tomb. That is the official tomb of the unknown Confederate soldier, as designated by all the Confederate heritage groups in, I believe, the 1980s, 90s, 80s, something like that. He was found on a battlefield as part of the Vicksburg campaign, aged to be between the age of 17 to 21, I believe. Um, Found with his accoutrements, canteen, all that stuff. So he died going into battle, and he represents all of our unknown Confederate soldiers. Um, Very beautiful tomb, very beautiful place. If y'all within driving distance of Beauvoir, or if you're Victor Smith, definitely come on up. I'll be there. Um, so yeah, and we'll probably live stream it if I had to guess, and I have to guess. We're probably going to live stream it. The keynote speaker will be past Commander in Chief current Commander in Chief, getting ahead of myself, Larry A. McClooney Jr. Moose,
Yes, you rang.
your thing die again?
Yeah,
Why don't you just leave it dead?
I'm gonna get back on it in a second. Did you finish Beauvoir up?
Yes.
All right. Then we have another great event.
You may want to stop that. Stop that.
What? I haven't done anything.
Yeah, I know you're putting up pictures without removing the previous titles.
I remember.
We have the red carpet premiere of the Nathan Bedford Forrest documentary on Friday, May 6th, 2022, as part of the weekend events for the National Confederate Pilgrimage at Elm Springs. Going to be a great event. It's red carpeted. You get to strut the red carpet and all your finery. We'll have hors d'oeuvres or hors d'oeuvres, as they're properly pronounced, at 6:30. Film begins at 7. You'll see scrolling across the bottom, covering up some of the poster, is the Eventbrite information. Moose, I'm going to ask you to paste that in the chat when the computer comes back up because I'm not going to read out eventbrite.com/e/ all those numbers.
Don't blame you.
Yeah, no doubt. But it'll be fun. SEB chat. We're going to be there. We're going to be doing a little live carpet, red carpet feed, getting interviews and stuff like that. Um, we're actually pricing equipment right now so that we can all three of us be able to not only do interviews but um, possibly have to get Moose a new computer so he can control the show. But definitely will be fun. Will be fun. Will be fun. I believe it's a black tie event. All those rules and information are in the on the Eventbrite site.
Yeah.
Um, so if you are inclined to send stars, that's what we're collecting stars for right now, is so we can do the interviews. So
I'll go ahead. My computer's starting to boot up real quick. I'll
stay
put
on
up.
the phone. Just stay on the phone, but run things from the computer.
All right, 1 second then.
That way you're not cutting feed. The Savannah Militia Camp number 1657 participated in the St. Patrick's Day Parade in Savannah, Georgia this past Thursday. Savannah's parade is, I believe, one of the largest east of the Mississippi River, definitely within the top five. Savannah had a very large Irish population before the war. Even I think there was a Irish either regiment or for sure a company that was raised out of there. Um, so yeah, good job. The more that we can get out in the public's eye, being a positive influence in our community like this, getting our name out there, the better off we are as an organization. Um,
Agreed.
yes, indeed.
All right. Pulling up on our last news story for the evening, chat heads.
March 19th, the WW Herschel Camp number 2042 of Marshall, Texas, installed three Veterans Administration military headstones on the unmarked graves of two Confederate soldiers and one World War II veteran. Which that's really great about, of course, our Confederate ancestors getting marked. But a lot of people don't realize that we as a veterans rights organization believe that all veterans have equal rights. That the Confederate soldier fought for his country the same way that the World War II soldier fought for his, and that our Confederate ancestors deserve just as much respect as our World War II ancestors did.
Amen.
Um, his computer is doing a Connor and his friends on That's why I kicked you off earlier. Anyway, good job to the WW Herschel camp, Hartsville camp, excuse me, of Marshall, Texas. I will say this: we've had a lot of Army of Trans Mississippi news and stuff today. A whole lot of it. So AOT, ATM, I know y'all are doing stuff. Send it to us. Or not, excuse me, A&D, AOT. I know y'all are doing stuff. Send it to us.
Mhm.
Um, if your camp's out there hosting a fundraiser, cleaning headstones, recruiting at a recruiting booth, having a bike ride, or whatever y'all are doing, send it to us, please.
Yeah.
We like to be able to cover everything that we can, as much as we can, as quickly as we can. Moose, Have we missed our Pop Tart break?
We are coming in close.
Whew, man. Between technical difficulties and everything else, I didn't think we'd have time to even take the Pop Tart break yet.
It's sometimes it gets rough here on Look Around.
It does. Well, we'll go ahead and take our Pop Tart or commercial break. Our commercial breaks right now are we give a free sponsorship to the Make Dixie Great Again Confederate Legion because we believe in everything that the Kennedy twins have been doing for the past couple of administrations. We try to work hand in hand with them and everything that they do about reclaiming the narrative. We've got to reclaim that narrative, ladies and gentlemen, if we want our heritage to survive another generation. You do not have to be a member of the SCV, Vinny Strike Three, um, to participate. Um, however, you got to put in the work. Uh, whether it's passing out the Southern Defenders or the Dixie Defenders, or whether it's raising money to put the ads on your TV station or your radio station or in the newspapers, whatever you do, we have to make this work. And the only way that we can make it work is by putting in the hard work ourselves. Um, yeah,
Commercial break.
commercial break.
There is a place nestled in the rolling farmland of southern Middle Tennessee. A home constructed in 1837, nearly lost to the ravages of war. Saved by a servant and a Confederate general. A place where families loved and lost. If walls could talk, what stories could be told? If a place, a home, can feel love, loss, pain, surely this is one of those places. Nearby is a more recent structure, and inside are the stories of heroes and heroines, stories of battles won and lost, stories of sacrifices made by the people of its native soil. A place that will tell the true and complete story of the Southland and the war fought for its freedom. From the causes that led to the conflict to the modern-day struggles to protect Southern history. Historic Elm Springs and the Confederate Museum at Elm Springs are the general headquarters for the Sons of Confederate Veterans. A place where the story of the Southland and its historic struggle is preserved and told. Come and discover your history.
One of these days, we're going to have to release a behind-the-scene show for pay-per-view because during the entire commercial, when it comes up to the infamous line of "If walls could talk," Harrison and I both mouth it at the exact same time every time. Um, and it's pretty funny. You also would get to see us dancing to the intro music.
Among other things that I'm worried about them seeing. We have a good time behind the scenes here at SCV Chat.
We really do. Anyway, Moose, what you want to talk about tonight? Talk. What are we going to talk about tonight?
Didn't you want to bring something up?
I thought you wanted to bring something up.
I thought you did.
Did I say what it was?
Future.
Huh. Nah.
All right, we can. I was going to save this for later, but social media.
We'll talk about both, honestly. You want to start on social media, or you want me to start on the future?
If you chat heads will stay tuned, we'll leave the closing for the future. How about that? Is that good?
No, it's good for me. I'm waiting on Vinny to say something.
Vinny's going to somehow get strike 4, and it's very impressive, buddy.
I mean, he's saying that we have to have a reunion in New York, which no, the reunion we have to have is in Lawrence, Kansas. A, because just that's funny, or on a cruise ship.
I want us to be on the cruise ship. I don't know if we told the new audience this, but it was heavily discussed in the early season 1 episodes of SCV Chat that we all wanted to get a cruise ship, call it the Confederate Navy, and hold a reunion on the seas.
Yeah, and,
I still believe in that plan.
Yeah, sail down, visit the Confederados, turn around, sail back. We'd get all of our business done on one day because we're trapped on a boat at sea. And then the rest of the time, it's a big old party. And if you've never seen Carl Jones jump off a high dive into a pool, you're missing out on a lot in life.
You really are. And I haven't seen it, but I know it's going to be spectacular.
That's about the only thing that we.
Vinny's like, I would love to swim alongside the boat. Vinny, have you ever seen a cruise ship, buddy? Do you know like what that would do to you?
I'm just gonna start deleting Vinny's comments.
Did you delete Vinny? Oh, poor cousin Vinny. Bless his heart. We love you, cousin Vinny.
Anyway,
in social media, plenty of times on the show, the importance of social media. Where SCV Chat is on YouTube and Facebook. Before that, we're on an unnamed site.
Technically, we've still got MeWe. But we don't use it because nobody else really uses it, and they started charging us $4.99 a month to have our page. But social media is a blessing and it's a curse.
Yeah. Yep. No, me and you go.
It's a blessing because we can get out there and reach a projected 325,000 people by the end of the year, provided everybody still shares our videos. David, we'll get into Reddit in a little bit. But it can be a curse in that sometimes there can be trolls out there. We've had quite a few.
Yes.
That we've had to ban. But that just means we're doing something right.
Yeah.
But here's the thing about it. Social media only, just like anything else, social media only works if we work at it. Now, yeah, we could, and when we get into the future, we'll talk about it a little bit, maybe. Doing we could pay and boost our ads. But if Facebook doesn't approve what we have out there, it is what it is.
Yeah, I always go by the motto, ever since the whole bad censorship that big media companies have been starting to put on us, like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
Which we haven't had one yet, and we thank the fascist book overlords for not.
Yeah. Like, ever since they started doing that, you've seen a lot of these smaller social media sites. It's always good to be on those things. I mean, someone asked me the other day if we might go to Rumble and start streaming on there too in the future.
Do they have a live stream capability?
Yeah. I've looked into it a bit, but
is it connectable to StreamYard?
See, that I don't know. But that's the key also. And me and GCB have looked into expanding the SCB Chats platform to other things multiple times. And I don't know if we're ready to bring those to light, so I'll just shut up on that. But
we can talk about the 10-year plan.
Okay. For example, and we've talked about this on the show before. It just takes a lot of money and a lot of hard work to get this up and running. But our own website, you can't be kicked off of your own website. If you pay for the domain, if you pay and put in the hard work to keep the website up to date, functioning well, that's perfect. And that's something we started talking about right from the beginning, actually. Or it might have been when our first platform, for those who don't know, our first platform took a hard stand.
Which shall not be named.
Shall not be named. Our first platform took a hard stand against the Confederate flag of all kinds. And that's when we moved to Facebook. A lot of people don't know that, actually. A lot of people think we've been on Facebook, for the total of these 2.5 years that we've been doing this, which is crazy to think.
Nope.
But nope, we've been kicked off of a platform before. Or
no. That is incorrect wording. To an extent, we were kicked off of Teespring.
We were about Teesprings. Yeah, Teesprings.
We were kicked off of Teespring. But we chose to leave Twitch because they decided to ban the Confederate flag. And it was just right when we were getting, to our goals that we were setting for it.
That was the cool part, is that the funny thing is
now. Yeah, and when you finish that, let me go back to the website because I see a lot of people talking about GoDaddy and all that, other stuff.
Yeah, and guys, just to put that out there, this is stuff we're looking into, but this is also something that would be big for us and all that. So it also takes a lot of work. All of us work jobs. All of us attend a lot of SUV events along with other things. So it's hard sometimes to keep everything going. But the web page would be a lot of work. But we want to get to that part.
Well, actually, we can go ahead and talk about it right now. We've got a built website.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I forgot that.
We forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we worked on it.
Yeah, we worked on it. Kind of worked on it. Because I was out of depth on that one.
Yeah, you really were. I built this website through Wix. We own our own URL, specific URL. But connecting the Wix to the URL for some reason costs money. That darn capitalism that we have.
Yeah.
And it's just, being able to transfer them, get them reconnected is the one problem that we've been saving for.
Yeah.
But eventually that's the game plan, is to broadcast on Wix, on YouTube and everywhere else. Now, I will say this. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Everybody still asks us, why do we continue to broadcast on Facebook? And my answer is because that's where the sinners are. I have a step uncle who was a pastor, and when asked why he went out and played golf during the middle of the week, he said because the sinners are on the golf course. And that's true. You can't just sit at home and preach to the choir. And sometimes there are sinners in the choir.
Oh, yeah.
But in order for us to be able to reach our audience, or not just our audience, but a potential audience like Vinny, who was on that other platform, to bring other people into the fold, we've still got to have a presence here until we're kicked off permanently.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't know that, but they've reached out to us privately. I know a good couple of our chat heads that weren't SCV members before watching our show, and we kind of persuade them into joining the organization. And funny story about us switching our major platform from that unspoken evil to Facebook, we quickly started doubling our numbers and quadrupled. And how many people did we reach that first year? It was an amazing number that we had no idea we were going to reach.
It was a little 20, I think, 20,000.
That's a crazy number for people that switched their major platform. We didn't have any way of communicating with the chat heads at the time other than watching our live streams. So if you missed that last live stream, we could have been in a bind.
That first live stream that we did, we were testing out StreamYard. And we had that. Yeah.
But
yeah. It's important. Social media is important, not just for us here at SCB Chat, but I mean for you at your camp as well. We mentioned about getting stuff in your newspaper, getting stuff on the radio and things like that. That all costs money. If you're a small budding 7-member camp, where you don't have the financial means to do it, or you're a camp that is constantly raising funds for not the camp but for a project. You finish paying off that project, you move on to the next project, and you really don't have any type of advertising budget. Social media is your free advertisement. And all it takes is for you to share your camp story, a public story, 8 times across the different Confederate friendly pages that there are out there, and suddenly you've gone from reaching just your normal 7 to thousands of people. And that's the way to do it. Also, because of how technology has advanced through social media, it's a great way for camps to be able to say, "Hey, this is what we're doing." Just like what the show was created for, was to say, "This is what we're doing. This is how we're doing it," and so that other camps can look and say, we can adapt this and do this on our own."
Yeah, and I mean that's why I tell people I have personal SCB pages on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, and I use all of these, or I try to use all these to promote the cause and to clear up a lot of I'll just call it fake news. The fake news that they put out there that we're these evil people. And again, if one day we will have our own website, but will we only broadcast on that website? No. I don't think so. No, because
I'll go ahead and tell you now. Now, yeah, no, we're following the SC plan.
It's a behind the scenes joke. We can make you pay to get that answer. But we have developed a long-term plan, me and Connor, about what we want the chat to look like and what we want to accomplish with it. And we have some big goals, but I think they're completely accomplishable goals.
Oh, they're obtainable. They're definitely obtainable.
And so, people ask me a lot, hey, are y'all ever going to get off, Facebook and YouTube and just promote your own stuff? And yeah, like Connor said earlier, no, because if we get off and we're just surrounded by our own people, that's good. But then we're not reaching anybody that's on the fence, or there's a lot of people that are blatantly, our enemies that we could change their mind.
Well, I mean, and it goes back to what the Kennedy twins have been preaching about: educate, activate, and motivate. And we can't do that, just on our own website.
Yeah. And so,
sorry, Moose.
What'd you say?
Sorry, Moose.
No, 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 no. Go ahead. That's fine.
No, no, I interrupted you.
But I mean, yeah, we have to use everything. I love Jason's analogy of it. You have a toolbox. The world has given you a toolbox. The SEV has given you tools. Life has given you tools. The Lord has blessed you with tools. Now, if you're working on a fence and you have the tools in your box to help you, wouldn't you go use those tools instead of trying to do it with your bare hands? Uh, if we don't use these tools to help the cause, to help live out the charge, we're intentionally putting one hand behind our back, tying it up, and saying, "Okay, I'm ready to fight." And that's a good way to get knocked out.
Or get hit in the head with a rock.
Oh, we're not telling that story on the page. Um, but yeah, again, if we do that, we're essentially hurting us. And like, I mean, I don't know if I haven't posted anything on it yet, but SEV Chat has a TikTok, and we're going to start posting videos on that, little clippets from the show, and just random things that I find that are either funny or educational. I have my own
Moose is
TikTok.
gonna try to do some dances.
No, no, just no. If Carl does one, I will. Big Papa, that's fine that all you have is YouTube, but
And that's
you
why we're on YouTube.
that to your advantage. What'd you say?
Well, I'm saying, and that's why we have this. That's why we're on YouTube.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm
you
on.
can you can definitely use YouTube as a positive platform. You can use whatever you do. What moves should I do? Dances. Yeah, that for the right price, he will.
Uh, I can name a price.
Anyway, so when we said the SC plan, we'll go ahead and uh and yeah,
No.
information security is very important. We've had people docs. Um, I mean, yeah, I work in a field where I had this discussion at work today where if I get doxxed, they really don't have to look very far for my information. Uh, but it's you have to do what you're comfortable with, obviously. Um,
Yeah.
we had this discussion last week. Moose and I are comfortable with this. We're in for the long haul. Not saying that somebody is not who's afraid to get doxxed is you know anything less, but that's just our stance on it. Go watch last week's episode. For those that are trying to find out how we are.
Yeah.
Um,
Please go rewatch that
but
last episode.
yeah, what we said on it.
It's a really good one.
But our plan is ultimately our next step is to um to add another show,
Mm-hmm.
a regular show in our lineup. And just like how we have reruns of SCV Chat on Wednesday, have reruns of Look Around, that other show, and out and yeah, anything else, so that we build our way to daily programming.
Yeah.
Not necessarily Moose and I on screen or Moose and I behind the screens. We can teach people how to use StreamYard and this, that, and the other. But we eventually want to have daily programming. Once we have our daily programming set, we'd like to be able to be fully sponsored by at least 4 entities, so that we can get better equipment, better equipment, better equipment,
Yeah.
and offset gas mileage. Moose and I have even talked about it. There are one gaming community is rather old at this point, if you consider a 3-year-old game old, um, called War of Rights, and another one that just came out, and I can't remember which it is, but I think it was made by the same people who made the Mountain Blade games, if you're familiar with those. But they're first person. Oh, and then there's the Ultimate General collections. for Gettysburg, and then War Between the States, Ultimate General. Um, but there are gaming communities out there that you've got English guys playing as Confederate soldiers. You've got all these different that we could actually possibly uh, get into those communities with,
Oh
um,
yeah,
and play with them, and of course stream the videos, um, to make it better. To add extra show, extra footage onto here. Jason, that would be Jason. Jason says he's been on it for a couple years. I would love to actually, since they've added artillery onto the game, form a SCV artillery battery. With actual full scale, like 8-man crew, everything like that.
I love that.
Um, I just think that would be cool. And then we can recruit that way. Again, using social media to our advantage, building the SCV chat channel and everything like that. Um, Eventually, we would like to be able to take a trip a year. Um, I think Jason's on board whenever we get this started.
Look,
With
Jason,
that
I
response.
love doing video games. Little known fact that I had a YouTube channel that I did a lot of video games on for multiple years, and I always loved it. And so I was a part of that community you're talking about. And it is a very big community full of all different types of people. So I would love to see us join that community.
But that's just something that we think would be fun. Another thing we would like to be able to do is take one trip a year besides to National Reunion, and as close to the battle date as possible, and actually go through and follow some of the Confederate regiments through battle. Uh, the Civil War Preservation Trust actually does that, but they do it on a full scale. Okay, Moose is gone again. Moose is back again. Trust actually does that, but they do it on a. Good job, Moose. But we would like to be able to go out to those battlefields and actually record some good live stream footage and be able to like we said, follow them, follow that, and bring some awareness. For example, I had an ancestor who fought in 16th Mississippi Infantry. More than likely, I'm probably never going to get to go back up to Virginia, go to go up there and see where they fought at the Mule Shoe, at Spotsylvania Courthouse or the Wilderness, whatever it's called. Probably not gonna be able to do that. David Pope asked if we would do Chickamauga, definitely, but we could show different, important spots, and this may be a place where your ancestor fought at, and then suddenly you can live view seeing that and close to the date and seeing kind of what he saw. Um, yeah, that's just some of the things we're tossing around for the future. But it all depends on social media. Oh,
Yeah.
and we may or may not develop an app.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that we talked about that the other day.
Yeah, that's within the 10-year goal.
Yeah, that's within the 10-year goal, of course. We have it split up in different years on what we like to accomplish, and we have our eyes set on a pretty big project right now that we're doing, and
we got to get to work on that again.
yeah, that's my fault. Um, I think we've talked about it on the show before, right?
We have, but they've probably forgotten.
All right. Can I talk? Can I talk about it?
No.
All right. Uh, but we have our eyes on a project right now it's within the next year or two of goals. And 3. Okay. I couldn't remember what we set it on. What year?
Oh, I can't. It's just until we get it done and done right.
Yeah, fair enough. And every time we want to make the chat better, we're not taking a step back. And so when we're starting to do something like the website, or like the app. Of course, those are down the road, but we're not just going half it. We're going all in, and we're going to make it the best thing we can. So the project we're working on right now, it's a pretty big project, and I mean we're doing it right, and that takes time, and I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm happy that we're able to do these things, and I'm happy that this has really been received well by you chat heads, and I can't thank you guys enough for the support. So yeah, and me and Connor are talking about these plans. Uh, it's crazy that we can talk like that, like a 10-year plan. When we first started this, I don't. Do you remember our original goal for that platform? I do.
Get one new member.
Yeah, it was get a couple of new members. Um, we had to get. Our goal was to get 1,000 chat heads to subscribe, and we would have to get. I think 50 or 75 hours of watched programming. Oh no, 75
Remember,
hours of programming total.
remember when we thought, remember when we thought that we'd never have 50 to 75 hours of programming?
Yeah, yeah. That I remember me and you talking about that and being like, "Oh, we're never going to be able to get this. This is going to take forever." Now we blow through that easily in a month or two. Because for those who
I
don't
mean,
know, that was a whole year. That was like you have to have 50 to 75 hours in a whole year to get on a bigger platform. Our old platform was broken up.
bigger levels.
Yeah, there's different levels, and like that first level that we wanted to get onto, and we thought that was the only level we was gonna get onto. Was like you have to have 1,000 subscribers and 75 hours a year, or every 5 or 6 months. And I remember me and Connor talking, and this is before this show was even thought of.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh, how are we going to get this with filming 1 hour? And actually, back then it was 45 to 50 minutes.
yeah. It was 45
It
minutes,
was 45 minutes. So yeah,
30 to 45. 45 was a long one. I remember we did our first Constitution Day episode, which is on our YouTube
YouTube.
page.
Yeah.
We were like, oh my god, we just went over an hour of, and heck, we're just bull crapping right now. We're over an hour.
Now an hour is a short episode.
hmm Speaking of, I've got some division business I need to handle. So, do you think you're going to have the capability to stream the rest of it?
Yeah, yeah. We probably won't be on too much longer. Just kind of
All right.
talking to Breeze and stuff like that. All right. I want to thank GCB for coming on. I asked him to come on because when he told me he wanted to talk about the future, and that was kind of the surprise for tonight that I kind of built up. Um, I added social media because I thought that would tie in perfectly to what we wanted to talk about tonight. And David, let me put your comment up so I don't forget about it while I'm talking, and then I'll answer that question. Um, I wanted to have him on for two reasons. There's some things that we have to keep between me and Connor right now, and me, Connor, and Matt in the planning stages. We can't go out there and release our 10-year plan just yet, even though we really want to. Um, you know, that's something we can't even share our 2 to 3 year plan right now because we're really putting our heart and soul into it. And so, we can talk about successes. We can talk about a couple things that we know we're going to do, but we don't want to, reveal everything just yet. We want to keep a couple surprises in there for y'all. And of course, these goals change frequently. Me and Connor wrote on a tablet what we wanted SCV chat to be when we're on that other platform. And I mean, it was a notepad of information that I can't even find now. But our goals have changed so much since we started the show. I think it'd be cool if we developed a Lincoln Live version of Pokemon. It could be active for visitors at his birthplace or memorial and spit out random facts. Oh, Carl, I completely agree. I'd love to see that. Now, David asked about Reddit, and funny enough, a 23-year-old figured out about Reddit when I met Connor. Connor told me about Reddit. I had no idea about it, and I've gotten on there now. It's not an SCV account, just a personal account. I really don't do anything on there but read. Uh, we're our eyes are open, David, on any other big, and I'll refer a big social media network that we can get on. I mean, we're already on two of the biggest for streaming, which is Facebook and YouTube, and we're just now crawling into TikTok territory. And that's something I haven't even shared on the page that we have a TikTok, is because I was waiting for me to get a bit more time on my hands before I started it, because going through an hour of content and finding a 3-minute video for it is hard. So it's something that we were holding behind the scenes for a bit, but I wanted to bring it up tonight because I wanted to show you all that we are starting to dip our toes into other media. We do have an Instagram. And we just don't use it that much. We kind of use it to promote big episodes, like bigger than normal episodes. We kind of make all our episodes big now. I remember when we started, we were like, okay, this is when we do another big episode. And now we're just like, we're just going to throw it against the wall. And it turns out to be a lot bigger than we anticipated. And we're like, well, that was a great episode. Like last week's Look Around, I got many people that text me personally. It was like, that's the best episode y'all have done. I loved it. I love the talk at the end. I was like, man, thank you. That means a lot to me. And I pinned it on the page. I'm going to promote it there for a bit. And see if that episode can get a bit bigger, because I'm very proud of that episode. There's one friendly Southern Liberty. I don't think I know who they are, David, but I'm happy that they subscribe to one of our social medias, and I'd love to talk to them anytime. I like talking to any chat head or any of our supporters out there, because you never know when beautiful things can happen. Christian, that's something that I have definitely thought about and brought up to Connor, I think. Definitely want to get on the phone with you. Me and you have a lot to talk about sooner or later. Not right now. You're in the middle of fundraising, and we're about to be in SCV Chat's most hectic time, which is from April to the end of July. And so there'll be a lot of content for us to do here, a lot of content you're doing. But definitely that's something I want to talk about, and that should be added to me and Connor's 10-year plan for SCV Chat for sure, because I remember you explaining that to me, and I was very interested in that. Yeah, usually all our social medias, thank you, Jason, are SCV_chat. We put the underscore in it because the other platform is you couldn't space, like on Facebook or YouTube. You couldn't have two separate things, so we didn't want it to be just one word. So we put SCV_chat, and then it turned into its own meme between me and the guys, and we use it now on all our stuff, and so that's pretty cool. It was hard for me to start making TikTok videos, but after my first one's fun. Cousin Vinny has a lot of great videos on there. And Casey, you can follow me. I don't know if anybody knows my SCV social media handles, but it's usually SCV_HD. Those are my initials. Or just Harrison SCV on Facebook. I'm very proud of those social medias. My Facebook has been, I'm pretty sure, shadow banned because I can't comment on anything. I can only comment on an SCV Chat video once an episode before it won't let me anymore. So that's fun. But I'm very active on Instagram and Facebook on my own personal SCV accounts. And I'm trying to get more active on TikTok. Yeah, and I think, Casey, that's what I was experiencing was, how in the heck do I take an hour of content? Because I would be in charge of the TikTok. I'm guessing. And so it's hard to find out of an hour of great stuff. How do you find something to get like a couple of videos out of there? Because usually, if we go on a talk, it's a pretty long one, and so much longer than 3 minutes. Which I know TikTok's about to change theirs to their limit to 10 minutes, but I've already talked to Connor about it. I would like this to keep with the 3 minute mark because a lot of people will stay and watch it for 3 minutes. Now, if you last longer than 10 minutes, you're kind of stretching it. And so we want to stay between the 3 minute goal on TikTok. And I'll be getting more active on my TikTok and the SCV chat TikTok, which I think Jason actually somehow found the link for it. I didn't know I had it live yet. I forgot that I made it already. So yeah, that was pretty funny actually, Jason. When you put it up in the chat, I was like, oh, I forgot I made it. I forgot I had it all set up and everything. So thank you. David said that is a subreddit. David, send that link, send that name to me because I'll forget. Matter of fact, I'll put it up on here just in case either of us want to forget. You can send it to my personal SCV page or SCV chat, and that's something we can look into, man. It's always good to reach out into other communities, even if there's a union community. You never know what Yankee you can convert. Some of the most dedicated people I know to the cause are from Yankee areas, like Cousin Vinny is in. I hope you don't mind me saying this, Cousin Vinny, but he's in New Jersey. In my mind, it don't get more Yankee than that. Maybe California, maybe New York. And here we have Cousin Vinny, who is doing great things in New York. So I'm always happy that he's on. Yeah, Cousin Vinny, you got to teach him some real history. But if anybody has any questions that I can't answer, I'll answer them. But we're probably about to wind it down for the night. I think we've talked a good bit about our future. We've had a good crowd here tonight. I'm very proud of this show, and I'm very proud of everything we've accomplished. And I can't thank y'all enough for the support. And we're going to keep going strong, and hopefully we accomplish that 10-year chat goal, and we can make another 10-year goal. You never know. I'd like to see this go on as long as it's being helpful to the cause and the charge. So as long as it's benefiting us, I will continue to dedicate my time to it. All right. Poor Cousin Vinny. I know how you feel, man. Since my phone's about to die, I took it off. And the camera, I'm back on my computer, so hopefully it doesn't crash while I'm giving the last bit of stuff. If you weren't here earlier, I talked about the giveaway. If you need to enter the giveaway to get Dixie Rising Rules for Rebels. And Dixie Rising, what it is a playbook on how we're going to win this cold Civil War we're in for our heritage. Great book, great information that everybody needs to know. We might have the Kennedys on again in the future to go more in depth in it and see what we can accomplish by just telling people what this book is about. We did a pretty good episode on it a while back. Crap, I might even redo it for a rewatch. Rewind. I can't even remember what it's called anymore. But to enter the giveaway, first you must email us, and I'll put up the thing at scvyouth.outreach@gmail.com. And in the subject box, put scv_chat giveaway. Then that's when it starts getting competitive. That just makes sure your name is written down, and I can go every week and check who's interacting the most on our page. Who's doing it? Who's doing it? Who's doing it? Who's doing it? And what you got to do is you got to share the promotions for each episode. It's completely different than the episode. Then you got to share the actual episode, what you're watching right now. And then you got to be interactive, comment, like, share stuff on the page that maybe aren't episodes. And then the winner will be the person who interacts with the SCV Chat Facebook page the most. And if you're not on Facebook, because I know Big Papa's not, I'll have to think of something for you, Big Papa, and all our YouTubers out there. But this is what we're going to do right now anyway. Whoever shares the most and interacts the most with the SCV chat page will be the winner. If 1 and 2 are tied, if it's a draw, there'll be a random drawing like we did for the first giveaway we did. Now, you only have a month, so do this now. We'll be announcing the winner at our chat head dinner at the pilgrimage, May 7th. So I don't know if GCB talked about this, but I put it up there. Or I didn't. That's disappointing. So the pilgrimage, May 7th, big event. We'll be having our chat head dinner, and we'll be announcing the winner of Dixie Rising. And remember, if you're not there, we will work something out with you, but you have to contact us. We will reach out, but if you don't answer back, there's not much we can do. But without further ado, I want to thank you guys for watching tonight. It has been a great episode talking about the future. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in, staying strong over this hour and 16-minute episode. But without further ado, we'll see you Monday. And Monday, if I'm not mistaken, Monday is kind of the unofficial start. It's not April, but we're going to basically make it April. Next week is the start of SCV Chat's April push, where we put a lot of stuff out in April for y'all. So we're going to be starting to hit it hard these next couple weeks. So make sure to tune in Monday, 7 p.m. Confederate Standard Time. Same Confederate channel, same Confederate time. Without further ado, my friends, I'll ask you to please do not fumar in the elevator. Rare frop, and stay Southern, my friends. Y'all have a